Rizzo. Welcome to our home. It's a beautiful home. Thank you for having me. I love your fan. So you own Royal Palm Realty. Have you always been in this, or how did you get started?
So I've always been in real estate in some part of my career. I started more on the commercial project management end in Manhattan. And then when we moved to Chicago, I did property management and construction management there. I was licensed in Illinois. And when we moved down to Florida about 16 years ago, it was a natural transition for me to take my license into residential real estate.
Okay, and did you just jump right in and get the Royal Palm Realty?
Yeah, great question. No, when I started, I had my license listed with a big box branded firm. And I felt a little lost there, like I was working in a room full of competitors instead of a room full of teammates. So I went off and started working with a smaller brokerage here, a boutique brokerage, and my broker was amazing. It was available to me in a way that brokers aren't available at bigger companies. I could call him at 10 o'clock at night with a problem. We could workshop issues, and it was really more of a smaller feel, more mentoring that I really got from him. And then about 7 years ago, I formed Royal Palm Realty. And it was scary and to go out on my own, but I was ready to, and it's been amazing since.
You just said you liked working for the small brokerage. The broker was a great mentor. What prompted you to leave that environment and make the leap to go out on your own?
I have always wanted to work for myself, to be my own boss, to be able to do things the way that I want to do them and make the decisions that I want to make. So it was a natural transition. I always knew, I grew up in a family where my dad owned the family business. I always knew that I wanted to have a family business, and it was always somewhere in the back of my mind, part of my plan to start a company.
That's fantastic. And you said you started about 7 years ago. And have you grown your brokerage? How many people do you have working for you?
So I just did the math in my head. It's been 8 years. And yeah, when I started, it was just me. It was just me, and it was, when you go from working with people to suddenly working by yourself and not having that support system. So it was a big challenge to work through some issues. And then shortly after I started, I brought on one agent and then another, and now we're a team of 10. So
wow.
We're growing. We will always be a small company so that we can really focus on our clients' needs. It's never been my goal to be, a 100, 200 person company. I want to be able to service my agents and answer, and I want to be available to both my clients and my agents that work with me.
So you still work one-on-one with clients as well, not just with your agents?
Absolutely, and that's one of my favorite parts of the business is working with my clients. I'm a working broker. Instead of I am a managing broker, but I'm also a working broker. And I love, that's part of the business that's my favorite, is working with clients, helping them sell their houses, helping them make their real estate dreams a reality. Buyers relocating from out of town is absolutely my specialty, because I know what it's like to move from another city, another state, and to start over and really have to establish yourself in a new community.
And it is very hard to move to begin with, let alone to establish yourself and open a business. And when you moved, did you come to Weston right away, or did you try someplace else in Florida?
We moved to Weston right away. We had a baby and one on the way. So when we came to Weston, we looked at a couple other places in South Florida, but Weston just immediately felt like home when we drove into it. Everything was just so beautiful and perfectly manicured, and the way that it was built around raising family, we knew it was immediately for us. And we wanted to send our kids to public school, and Weston has some of the best public schools in the area. So it was a no-brainer to settle here.
So can you tell me a little bit more about when you moved here? How was the environment? I know you said you loved how it's manicured and it's family friendly. Was that really your experience after you moved in here?
It was. It's Weston is, what you see is what you get. It really is, a beautiful place to live on the outside, on the inside. The people here are lovely. I think, my feeling is, especially coming from the Northeast, and our last stop was in the Midwest, when it's sunny, people are happy and friendly, and it was so easy to make friends and settle in, and we've been so happy here.
So it's charming and welcoming, and you have great neighbors. It really sounds like a wonderful place to live. It's like Pleasantville.
It is a bit. I mean, people are always outside exercising. People are, happy to see you, friendly, smiling. It really is a warm, welcoming. People are just lovely here. Truly. And I know it sounds like maybe cliche that we live in just this beautiful place, and then the people are so wonderful and the neighbors are amazing, but that's the way it is.
So when there's a natural disaster, it's important for people to have a physical list of contractors. In Florida, there's a lot of things that go on when it comes to water, floods, hurricanes, sea level rise. So it's important for people to have that list before the damage happens. Some of the contractors that we recommend for people to have on hand is tree trimming contractors, water restoration contractors, and also roofing contractors, because during a storm, your roof can sustain a lot of damage. So it's important to know who you can go to, because during a storm, we lose power, we lose internet, and you're not gonna be able to search for reviews or search for people. So make sure you have them on hand. Be prepared for when the storm hits, create a physical list of contractors, and keep it in your emergency kits.
So Stephanie, tell me a little bit about what you do. You work for Chamber of Commerce here in Delray, and what do you do?
Well, I'm really proud to be the CEO of the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce. It is such a vibrant, fun, small beach town in Florida, but we like to say it's Mayberry by day and Manhattan by night. So it's not your granddad's beach town, for sure.
That's so true. It's lovely up here, and I love that it's so diverse. It's so built up, and there's so many things to do.
And do you know Delray?
I do know Delray. I live nearby, and we come up here quite a bit because there's such a diverse amount of venues and restaurants and shops
And
to
culturally.
visit. and culturally, and the festivals. And what's some of your favorite?
Well, I like the fact that it's culturally diverse because we have the Spady Museum, which is one of the few museums dedicated to African American history in the state of Florida, and it's here in Delray Beach. We also have the Murakami Museum and Gardens, and so that's dedicated to the Japanese culture, and it's absolutely amazing. So it's really nice that we're culturally diverse, and we're a really big art town. We have places like the Arts Garage and the Arts Warehouse, and it's not just pastels painted by somebody, it's really edgy, amazing art that to the likes of Wynwood or something like that. So we're really, really strong in arts and culture, and that's what I love. So we've got a wonderful beach town, it's beautiful weather, it's a gorgeous town, but we're also really strong in the arts. Like, well, we have the Delray Affair coming up, which is the largest arts and crafts festival, I think, in the Southeast United States, and that's coming up in April. So we shut down Atlantic Avenue for like 10 blocks for 3 days. People can walk up and down the street, they can shop, they can visit all the merchants and the restaurants, and it's really, really big fun party. We love to throw a party in Delray.
Yes, exactly. It's so great, and there's so many families that come out, and pretty much all ages. Right?
Yeah, it's really
everybody.
true. I think it gets younger as the night wears on. So you'll start out with people like me, and they have great happy hours up and down the street. But we do go a little bit late night too, and so we attract a bit of a crowd that way. So like I'm saying, it's not your granddad's beach town. It's a vibrant, fun town. Like you said, for all ages. There's plenty of fun kids activities, and the beach is beautiful, and lots of cultural festivals. So it's a super town. If you've never been here, you have to check it out.
Absolutely. I think Delray Beach is fantastic. And then, of course, let's not forget, just down the street is the beach. The beach.
Obviously.
Yes.
Well, we're only a mile from I-95 to the beach, which is really amazing, geographically situated, so you can get right off 95 and go straight to the beach within a mile, but you pass through this amazing, vibrant downtown with tons of restaurants and art galleries and shops, little mom and pop shops, which is great. So it's a fun place to visit, and we have little pockets in different neighborhoods with different flavors, such as the Pineapple Grove Arts District. They've got beautiful new boutique hotels there, but there's also, individual art galleries too. And then the West Atlantic community, like I said, has the Spady Museum, which is great. So there's a lot of history there.
Right.
So we like to promote different parts of town. There's a lot of things to discover.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me and letting everybody know a little bit more about Delray Beach.
Thank you. You're so welcome. So happy to have you.
Thank you.